This is Brighton Square in Rathgar, where I live. It's one of the last private squares in Dublin, and it has a proud history. It's the birthplace of James Joyce and more recently of my daughter Grace. It's one of many green spaces in our part of the city that act as a kind of green lung. They act as a cultural, social and environmental amenity, and it's very important that they should be protected and, where possible, improved. Many of them are being run down. For instance, along the side of the square here, there's a proposal to run a Lewis line. It's vital to preserve what green spaces we have left, to maintain them well and to help citizens make the most of them. This is the plot in Goatstown where my wife has her allotment. For me, community gardens and allotments are a very special part of any city. They bring old people and young people together in a special way. I'm starting a community garden in the square where I live, and I hope that it will re-energise the community in some way. I hope that old people and young people will come together and share their experiences of gardening, and that the kids in our area will learn more about where the food that they eat comes from. Dublin City Council does not have any municipal allotments, and that's something I'd like to change if I get elected. It's not impossible. For example, in Havana and Cuba, 90% of the city's food comes from urban gardens just like this one. It's important to say that the area that I'm standing in the local elections is one of the most beautiful parts of the city. It takes in urban villages such as Ranelagh, Rathgar, Donnybrook and Sandymount, where the village feel survives despite being so close to the city. It is full of leafy streets and squares, tennis clubs, cricket and rugby clubs, and it bears many testimonies, both cultural and architectural, to its Edwardian and Victorian history. But it's not without its problems. Here in Scully's Field, by the banks of the Dodder in Milltown, lies one of the last green spaces left in the city, and I believe it should be preserved for the people. And in Rathmines, the development of a new civic plaza, apartments and swimming pool will prove, I hope, to be the spark for regeneration of the entire area. Here in Ranelagh, in Donnybrook and Sandymount, there are problems with parking, with waste management, with planning. All over the city, really, there are problems needing attention and care. In times like these, when so much is uncertain, it makes sense to take control of the things you can control. You can't control the global financial system or the banking crisis or the hole in the government's coffers, but you do what you can. Maybe you insulate your home. Maybe you start cycling to work the odd day. Maybe you make a start at growing your own food. You watch your energy consumption. You cut back where you can, and where you can't, you make sure you get value for money. You look to your local area more, to your neighbours, to your local shops. In the face of a global event like this, the natural response is you look after what you have. These are messages the Green Party has been sending out for 30 years. I want to take these messages and relate them to the management of our city. I'm asking you to vote for me on June 5 so that I can take my thinking about urban villages, planning and food growing onto Dublin City Council. I want to make a difference for ordinary people living in this special part of Dublin.